So the last topic, man, LeBron James. I had already decided what I was going to talk about with this topic, and this is another interview with on Club Shay Shay. This is D-Wade. This is another interview that's older. I think this was late last year when they did this interview. And it's another interview I always kept in the back of my head that I wanted to talk about, but I never got around to it. But I wanted to do it today, right? And it's 4 clips from this interview that I thought was interesting that D-Wade said, man. He talked about the Heat Big Three. He talked about why they formed. And he talked about LeBron leaving and all that stuff, man. I thought that was interesting to have a conversation around. And I definitely want to take the phone calls for this one. So let's get into some of the things that he said.
I remember cutting my TV off as soon as when Kobe ran and grabbed that ball. I was like, LeBron.
All right, LeBron. Especially losing against them before.
I ain't lying to you. I'm not lying to you. I cut the TV off when I watched that shit. And I watched Kobe run and grab the ball and celebrate. I was like, so what you gonna do? That was our summer free agency. They were dominating. Like Kobe was winning all these rings. I was like, wait, hold on. Now he got 5 and we got 1? Like, no. So that was
it's great how
changed the league.
How he
created. To know that.
Yeah, no, thank you. No, we're proud of that. Yeah.
So that goes back to what I was saying with some of the earlier segments, where the gap that was between MJ and Kobe wanted to fill that gap with hard work. And we talked about some of the things that he did for the hard work. Jay, you stupid for that. And here it is. D Wade is explaining there was a gap between Kobe and Wade and Kobe and LeBron at that time. We knew Kobe was the best player. He had just won 2 straight rings against a super team he beat in Boston, and then he came back and beat Orlando in like almost a gentleman sweep fashion. He was proving that he was the best in the league at that time, right? And we all knew Kobe was the best. So here it is. You got these guys they got next they came in the same draft. They both in their prime. They both superstars. LeBron is easily the second best player in the league at this time, and D Wade is easily the second best shooting guard in the league and a top 5 player at this time. But they're both behind Kobe Bryant. So they're looking at Kobe just like Kobe was looking at Michael Jordan and saying, man, there's a gap between me and Mike. I want to close that gap with hard work. And here's D Wade explaining that when they seen the gap between them and Kobe, they wanted to close that gap with joining up to see if they can catch his ring count. They didn't have the mentality, okay, man, Kobe got another one, 2 straight. Let me get in the gym and work even harder. You know, these 2 guys, Wade and LeBron, were supposed to be competing against each other. And they definitely were supposed to be competing against Kobe. So their thought process is, let's join each other because we seen what Kobe is doing and we want to catch that, right? So that's my first thought on that. Here's more.
LeBron leaving Miami.
Yeah.
Did you guys have a conversation? Did you know he was thinking about leaving Miami? And did you think he'd go back to Cleveland?
I didn't know he was thinking about it right away. I mean, we just had a 4-year run. That was not what I was thinking about.
Right.
I didn't think Cleveland was on the docket at all.
Right.
Once that letter came out 4 years prior, I was like, well, it's over for them.
Yeah. Appreciate that.
Yeah. And so when we went into free agency that summer, I didn't think that we wasn't coming back.
Right.
I thought we was going to retool. Right. That's what teams do. They retool.
Right.
And so once I started hearing the noise on the outside and I started hearing Cleveland, I started seeing things, I was like, oh, there's some truth to noise.
Right.
Some truth to noise.
Yeah. There's truth even in a lie.
Yeah, there's something in there. And I didn't even know it was a thing because we never talked about, hey, that was never our conversation.
Right.
And so when I did get the information from him that he was headed back to Cleveland, I took it like I take everything else. I took it on the chin because I'm not a selfish guy. I mean, I have selfish acts and selfish moments, but my whole being is not selfish. And so if that's what that man want to do for his life, like I support him doing it. I just got to now figure out my life because I had a whole different plan for how I wanted mine to go.
Right.
And, you know, one thing I told him in that moment, we were sitting outside the plane. I think even the camera crew might have got us talking because we had just flew back in from Vegas before the announcement was made the next day. And we're sitting out there and I told him, I said, man, listen, everybody's going to win no matter what you do. If you stay here, we all win. LeBron James stays in Miami, we win. You go to Cleveland, Cleveland's going to win. Ultimately, you got to do what's best for LeBron.
Right.
And so if this is what's best for LeBron James, Savannah James, Bryce and Bronny, and Zuri wasn't at that stage, if this was better for your family, you got my, if you're looking for blessing for me, you got my blessing.
Right.
Right? I'm not going to hold you back. Now I got to go deal with my side because I had a whole different mentality. I opted out of my deal. I did all these things because I'm like, hey, we retooling.
Right.
And so a lot of people like to say, like, was it a part of me that was a little pissed? Yeah, I'm human.
Right.
I don't want to lose the best player in the game.
Right.
What do we do? Why did we lose him?
Right.
And also, too, now I got to figure out my future.
Right.
Right? Because I've given up a lot of my stardom and I've given up my place for you to step in and help lead us. And so it took me a while, and Brian and I had a conversation later once before I got to Cleveland about that moment and how I felt, right? Like, and how he felt. We sat down as men and we talked about that moment and we moved on from it.
So obviously Wade didn't know what LeBron was thinking at that time. He said he definitely didn't think Cleveland was a possibility. He also said that they had to have that conversation at some point, and you know, which tells me he probably was pissed off. Like, man, come on, man. We came over here and we thought we was going to do something for a long time, and it makes you wonder, why did LeBron leave? And a lot of people would say he had unfinished business in Cleveland, and you know, it was a storybook ending for him to go over there and deliver them a ring, because that definitely is a great storyline for his legacy, right? So, but the bottom line is LeBron was thinking about his legacy. He's always legacy driven. He's always thinking about his legacy. Every move that I make is legacy driven, right? So he's not just concentrating on, hey man, I just want to win. It's about, all right, man, how does this affect my legacy? That's big on him, because he's already been very vocal that he wanted to be the GOAT. Like, he's always said, I want to be the greatest of all time. I want people to call me the GOAT, right? So he's got to be thinking about legacy. Every move he make, legacy. Every team he goes to, how does this affect my legacy? And what does this go look like on the storyline? To the tune of, you'll come up, use D Wade for a couple of rings, and then piece him out. Why did you leave D Wade? Well, let's talk about D Wade. What was going on with the last year he was with LeBron in Miami?
The first championship season that y'all had, how was it to see a whole?
No, not that one.
D Wade doesn't have the 2 knee surgeries in the NBA, and he played 16 seasons. What's D Wade numbers?
You doing your GOAT conversation with me. You doing what's your bad? What they bad?
Yeah. So I'd have had to go basketball when I'm talking about D Wade. I'd have had to.
Well, I mean, like I said, we talking about ifs. You take away the injuries away, I'm still playing basketball right now if I want to.
Wow.
Right? Because it's the injuries and everything and the mental, right? But if I'm healthy enough, like I know how to, like, you gotta understand something about my game multiple ways. Right. I played the game multiple ways. So even right now, even when I got older, I had another game that still was effective as an old player. So in my mind, you motherfucking right. I was one of them dudes. Like, you couldn't tell me in 06, 07, 08 that I wasn't going to where I wanted to go. Right? Like, why not? I'm tearing like, the league it's not hard for me. I'm averaging 30 a game in the NBA. And so forth and so on. And I already won a finals MVP. I already won a championship in my 3rd year. I did that. So in my mind, I'm very confident and quietly cocky about where I'm going. And then injuries start boom, boom, boom. And it humbled me real quick.
When did you realize that you possibly, because of the injuries, wasn't going to reach the ultimate player that you wanted to become, that you was going to have to, like, okay, I'm a great player, but I know I had so much more in me if I didn't have this injury?
I mean, as you get older. So somewhere in that Big 3 era, where you
didn't look the same that 2014, that LeBron's last year.
I wasn't the same. Ain't no look. I wasn't. I was getting shots before all the games.
Really?
Oh man, we'll do a documentary later.
Okay.
Like all the knee injections and the shots and all that stuff, man, to get out there and perform. Like, I did a lot of those things to be able to get out there. My body felt like I got smacked by a Mack truck. Like, and that's how I was playing, right? And I was doing everything to medicate myself to be out there. And so Yeah, I realized it at a point, man. I think it was one time, like you just over the years, like when I used to get past somebody, one step, bow, I'm at the rim. And my body, I'm putting you in the rim.
Right.
Then it became one step. Oh, I don't even get to this floater. One step, let me get to the side step. I can't even get back.
Right.
It's the same.
Right.
So like you know these things. If you're a person who get out the shower in the morning, you actually look in the mirror at yourself, you know who you are.
Right.
You talk to yourself in the mirror like I do. So I knew over the time, I was like, oh, I'm losing a little of these steps.
Mm-hmm.
So you heard him. He said that 2014 year, the last year they was together, he was icing up. He was getting injections in his knees and back, and he just wasn't the same. He lost a step and all that stuff. So D Wade was dealing with it. So if you LeBron James and you're looking at the end of your career and your legacy, you got 2 rings right now, right? The magic number is 6. Even Kobe wanted to get 6 or more. The magic number is 6. You know you want to get 6. You don't know how you're going to get 6, right? But you're looking at Wade and you're looking at him icing his knees and getting injections just to play games, and you know he ain't gonna last much longer. So if I sign another contract with Miami for 3 years, my number 2 is just gonna be Chris Bosh, and Wade is gonna be basically what Ron Harper was for the Bulls, a shell of himself. That's what he was looking at. And in his mind, Chris Bosh wasn't enough for him, right? Well, Chris Bosh is a 18, 19 points per game score, which is all Scottie Pippen was. I mean, his best year was 22 points. And that was the year when Jordan left. That's the year he was in the MVP discussion. 22 points was Scottie Pippen best. Scottie Pippen was normally a 16 to 18 point per game scorer. And Chris Bosh was all of that. Chris Bosh could have been the Scottie Pippen for LeBron James. But he looked at that and was like, nah, I need something more than that. You know, I'm used to having a Wade and a Bosh. So I need to go find somewhere where I can have a Wade and a Bosh. And he looked over at Cleveland and he saw Kyrie, and he looked over at Minnesota and saw Love. You can go and Google this. Even before he even got to Cleveland, when he first got to Cleveland, he said, I want Kevin Love. And he told them, you know, I signed, but that number 1 pick you just drafted in Andrew Wiggins, I can't train no rookie on my watch. Bring me Kevin Love. I need an all-star. Somebody that's already an all-star. So he gets Kevin Love in the trade for Andrew Wiggins, and he's already got Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is already an all-star. He walked into 2 all-stars in their prime with no injuries. He ran from Wade because of his knees and the injuries. He got out of there quick because if I stay here, it's going to be really hard for me to get back to the finals because Wade knees ain't cutting it. So he ran from Wade and went over there Kyrie Irving and Love, and now he got 2 all-stars in their prime. And hey, let's make one more trade to get J.R. Smith. He basically did the same thing he had in Miami with Bosh, Wade, and Ray Allen on as a shooter, and went over there and got Kyrie, Love, and J.R. Smith. He seen the same exact thing. Was like, I go get younger. Ray Allen is old. He had to retire. J.R. Smith is in his prime and younger. Love is in his. He's the Chris Bosh, but he's younger. Kyrie would be Wade, but younger. That's what he went and got. And he seen that and was like, bam, that's what I'm going to do. Because at the end of the day, it's about my legacy. Can I get a ring this way? And if I do get a ring, guess what? I'm getting it in Cleveland. That's going to be big time. That one right there made me the GOAT, right? So that's what he did. And then when Kyrie Irving couldn't take it no more and he left, he was like, J.R. Smith and Kevin Love ain't enough for me. I'm leaving Cleveland again. Magic Johnson, can you go bring me AD? He tried to get Kawhi. He tried to get KD. He tried to get Paul George. He tried to do it one more time with AD and Kawhi, or AD and KD, or AD and Paul George. But they couldn't get those. Kawhi said no. He went to the Clippers. Paul George went to the Clippers. KD didn't want to come there. He went to the Nets or whatever, right? So he just went over there with AD. And the bubble happened. And without that bubble, you're looking at a disaster there because he don't have what he normally has with 2 prime superstars helping him out. He don't have that. He only got 1. The ring that they got, it was a bubble. AD wouldn't even, like, when you look at an 82 game season, a regular season plus playoffs, you're seeing the best that the Lakers could do is what they did last year. What was that? Conference finals. Other than that, they missed the playoffs. First round exit. Another missed playoffs. You know, so it's a lot of failure in there if you don't just look at the bubble. So that's what it really boils down to. But how did LeBron fool us if Wade is that good? Because what he just said, Wade just said, look, man, before LeBron came over here, I was in the MVP discussion. I had a better year than LeBron statistically the year that he won MVP. The only difference is I think LeBron deserved it because his team won 66 games that year. So you got to give it to the guy who led the team that won 66 games. If y'all numbers are pretty identical, I'm going with LeBron, but Wade was in the discussion. That's how good he was. Wade was supposed to be rivaling Kobe. Wade was supposed to be rivaling LeBron. So we see how good he is. So what happened when LeBron shows up to Wade's team and Wade is outplaying him in the finals against Dallas? Wade's averaging almost 30 and LeBron averaged 17. What happened after that? Well, here's David Fisdale talking about how they worked that out.
The first championship season that y'all had, how was it to see a whole season and be a part of that and go to a championship?
It was amazing, D. But I tell you, it started in the year that we lost. You know,
the year before, y'all got everybody.
We went to the end and played against Dallas and lost, and that had a lot to do with us winning the next two. D. Wade, you know, came to me before practice one day and was like, "Listen, I'm gonna tell this dude that it's his team because he obviously doesn't see that it is his, and so I think he needs to hear it from me." Because he's giving me too much respect. He's like, this dude's the best player in the world. He's got it. This is his now. And so I said, hey, lay it on him. You know, I think it'll help him. And sure enough, Bron comes in the gym. We're shooting free throws. It's just us three in the gym. And D-Wade kind of looks at me and Bron shoots and he holds the ball and he goes, man, this is yours. And Bron kind of looked at him like he didn't know what he was talking about at first. And he was like, Bron, this is your team. He was like, I'm here to help you now. He was like, yeah. And, you know, D always clowning. He was like, yes, this is always going to be Wade County. Don't forget it. So, this is Wade County. He said, but at the end of the day, for the rest of the time we here together, this is your team. And I'm going to follow you and I'm going to support you. D was much more about winning than personal stuff. Just by him doing those little acts that no one really got to see, but we got to witness it on a daily basis. It would have never worked if he didn't take that step back.
He said it would have never worked if Wade didn't take a step back, right? And I want to compare that with other stars, right? Other co-stars, and if we'll use the example of Kobe, we use the example of Mike. Their co-stars never took a step back. Right. So they always was their natural self 100%. Everything that Pippen could have been in the league, he was that even when he was playing with Mike. He had to take a step back. Like I said, his averages was around 18 points with Mike. Without Mike, it was only 22. Right? 4 more points. But he was still getting the rebounds and still getting the assist as a point forward. So he was able to play his game with Mike. He just had 4 less points. He was still an all-star, all of that stuff, right? Pau Gasol, he didn't have to take a step back when he came to play with Kobe. He was Pau, the same Pau he was in Memphis. He played his game in Memphis, right? So that taking a step back thing is weird to me. Why do so many people have to take a step back to play with LeBron? Right. That's a good question. So, and it was necessary because you've seen what happened when Wade played his natural game against Dallas. He averaged 30, but LeBron averaged 17 and they lost. So if Wade is himself, then LeBron falls into a player that's averaging 17 and doesn't look like someone that should be in the conversation with Mike and Kobe. So Wade had to take a step back so LeBron can play his game, right? That's weird to me. The reason being is because when Wade is playing his game, then that puts LeBron James more often than not off the ball, which he didn't develop elite off-ball skills. So how is he going to get his point if he doesn't have the ball? How is he going to get his high percentage shots if he don't have the ball running high screen and roll at the top of the key? So not only did Wade have to take a step back, he had to play the style that LeBron was more comfortable with because he's limited offensively. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. That's all I wanted to say about it. I'm gonna open the phone lines up, and this we'll go with probably 4 or 5 phone calls, 4 or 5 quick ones, no longer than a minute and 30 seconds. So get on here, say what you got to say. I might respond, I might not, but after that, I expect to get off so we can end this show before we hit 3 hours. But yeah, that's my whole thoughts on that. Caller from Ohio, what's up?
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm good.
That's good. Hey, a couple things. I did see Wade, Bosh, and LeBron the first year. I said, let me go see them in case it don't work out and they break them up or whatever, something happens. So I did go see them the first year. And actually, I did see Steph, Clay, and KD their first year. I said, let me go see that. Well, yeah, was it your first year? But to the Wade point, man, when I watched Dwayne Wade, and that, like I said, that was the year they lost. And I've seen quite a few NBA players. I mean, I've seen Vince. I've seen Vince almost dunk on the foul line of the game. I've seen Grant Hill, Kobe, Shaq. I haven't seen a lot of the new school guys, but at one time I was going to like 2 or 3 NBA games a year. But Dwayne Wade, man, the way I don't know if you ever seen him in person, but the way he could maneuver, and you can kind of see it on TV, but the way he can maneuver, man, and change directions, man, Dwayne Wade was special. And, man, that worked for the longest. My cats were saying Dwayne Wade was better than LeBron. And I was a big LeBron fan. I'm like, no, man, LeBron. He said, man, I'm Dwayne Wade. And then a lot of people was actually saying Carmelo. You know, and you know, I was always saying LeBron because I was looking at his, you know, the totality of what he was doing. But you know, I seen that trio that first year, and I got, man, if you have a few guys you got to see in person to really understand them. Reggie Miller, that's actually when I seen Reggie Miller. Wasn't a big Reggie Miller fan, but when I seen Reggie, I'm like, man, this dude is intense. But Dwayne Wade, if he had stayed healthy, yeah. He's in the GOAT conversation because the way he could maneuver. Remember, he had that between the leg, that front leg kind of step back. Remember, where he could fake like he was going to drive, and then he'd do that. He'd pull up. I mean, Dwayne Wade, man, was special.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. And even that Carmelo Anthony point, Melo, Wade, and LeBron, all great players. In my opinion, was all on the exact same level. There was no different, and it would have been it would have been great for them to have their own team if they needed to join one other guy that wasn't on their level, like a Bosh or Amari Stoudemire. That would have been great. It would have been nice to see Wade and Bosh together in Miami, Melo and Amari together in New York, and LeBron and, you know, I don't know, maybe Tim Duncan. I don't know, no, not Tim Duncan, not nobody that good, but LeBron is somebody. You know, because Kobe had Powell, so Kobe and Powell, right? You know, right. Little man, big man, Melo and Amari, Wade and Bosh, and whoever LeBron could have found that was on that level. It would have been great to see them go head to head. You had Melo in the West with Kobe, and you had LeBron in the East with Wade, but they cheated us out of that.
You remember Miami used to always beat Cleveland too when they played.
Yeah, I don't know if I can I can't remember that far back, but as far as
you do. Oh, Wade, he used to get at it when he played LeBron. I mean, and then like I say with Kobe, you know, the more we talk about Kobe, I think you got to give him more props because what he did, because he went to 3 straight finals. He won 2 in a row, but he played Boston. He went 3 because remember 1 he beat Orlando, right? And then the second one he beat Boston. Because I think I don't know if
he lost to Boston. Then he beat Orlando. Then he beat Boston.
So people forget Kobe went to 3 straight, even though he only won 2. So a lot of people, you want to count losses too. They ain't thinking about him going to 3 straight. So Kobe got to get a little bit more respect than people think as far as what he did and what he did with a pal, and who was Lamar Odom, and he had what they call utility players. He didn't have no stud on his team, so. Yeah. You got to get Kobe more props. But I'm just saying this. I know you're trying to get a lot of calls in, but Dwayne Wade, I seen him. I actually was in Detroit. Dwayne Wade was special, man. He don't get hurt. You talk about him maybe being number 2 behind Mike, because that dude has some moves, man. I have seen only person who moved like that that I've seen that was that shifty. I mean, change directions without losing a step or no momentum was Iverson, because I've seen Iverson too, but Dwayne Wade was special.
All right,
but thanks for the call, man. I'll let you get some more in, but thanks a lot. Good show.
All right, thanks, bro. Yeah, that was a good call. Super chat. Thank you for the super chat. I have a theory that LeBron was pouting in the 2011 finals because he didn't want to get that Robin label like Kobe did. Bryant shut himself down. Did he shut himself down? Nah. We seen what Dallas was doing. We seen the game plan, and it was working. He was trying. Ronnie, what's up? And plus he never, that was his first time trying to, he didn't stand a chance against San Antonio when he got there in Cleveland. But this is his we got to the finals with this super team. He wanted that ring bad. That was the only reason why he went to Miami. So him shutting it down, but because he wasn't doing good, I doubt that. He just got shut down. That's all it was. Go ahead, Ronnie.
What's going on, brother? How are you?
I'm good.
That's what's up, man. Listen, I'll just say this. The last caller brought up something, too, at the end about Kobe. That's actually why I got Kobe at number 2, as far as because of who he played with and him going to 3 straight finals, winning 2 back-to-back, doing it with Pau Gasol, and then talking about guys playing together and somebody having to take a step back. I think Kobe took a step back when he was playing with Shaq, but it was a lot that went into that. But I think Shaq was another guy that was like LeBron when it came to like somebody having to take a step back. Kobe had to take a step back. D Wade having to take a step back and not have to play his natural game. Yeah. I think that's a problem. But when it comes to guys like Michael and Kobe, if you playing with them, you actually got to step up, not take a step back.
Exactly.
And another, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm going to say this and I'll get off the phone too. There's always this narrative that goes around as far as when it comes to Kobe, when he played with Shaq, everybody always brings that up, that Kobe played with Shaq and not the other way around or whatever. And they never got fixed or people don't really go into depth. I think people just are, I think people are followers. They just go off of what the media says and then they just repeat that and not really, do any due diligence to really see the facts to see exactly if that's valid or not. Because the truth is that Kobe Bryant had left so many receipts to prove that wrong and actually prove that Shaq needed him.
Pretty much.
Shaq never won a championship without a superstar guard. That's a fact. As a matter of fact, Shaq had an opportunity to win championships prior to Kobe Bryant. He didn't get it done. As a matter of fact, he didn't even win a game.
How many times
Kobe never got swept in the NBA Finals ever.
How many times Utah Jazz put the Lakers out before Kobe emerged? Karl Malone was handling Shaq. I mean, it was embarrassing. I was like, man, come on. Shaq didn't become the best man, this Superman, all this stuff until Phil showed up and he put Kobe out there on the floor.
You just bro, you just took it out of. I was just about to say that. That's another thing that people leave out too, because Shaq came to LA the same year that Kobe did, and they brought Shaq in with the expectation of being contenders and going for championships. And the Lakers had a decent team at the time, which also played a role as to why Kobe didn't start. A lot of people like to say that Kobe wasn't ready. Kobe was young. Don't get me wrong, but he had a lot of competition. It wasn't just Nick Van Exel and Jones. It was Rick Fox too.
Yeah,
they were battling for a position.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot that went into it. But also, what gets left out is that the Lakers didn't actually become contenders as far as really contending for championships until Kobe Bryant became a starter. When he became a starter, not only were they contending, but they won 3 straight finals.
Facts.
That's all I got to say.
All right, man. Thanks.
Yep, have a good one.
That's facts, man. That's facts, man. Let's get 2 more calls before I end it. That's facts. These super teams can barely go back to back. That's funny. Yeah, that's true. That's true, man. Caller from Texas.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What's up?
Everything is good. Hey, man, I got a question. When the Redeem team was, in the Olympics, they didn't have a traditional point guard. I think Dwayne Wade was just starting with them, right? Or was LeBron the point guard that year?
That sound about right. I don't remember. Go ahead and talk while I pull it up.
Yeah, I think it was Wade, LeBron, Kobe. I think Melo started, and I don't know if they had Cousins or Mario or Dwight. I think it's probably Dwight back then. My thing is, everybody be talking about that was LeBron's team, and I'll be like, nah, y'all bugging, like big mosquito button. Like that was. I mean, I feel like, with Kobe being his age and his maturity and his accomplishments, and just his game and his wisdom. I mean, that's clear cut who the motherfucking the leader.
I agree. Kobe was the leader of that team. He was the best player on that team. He was the best player in the league at that time, man. So, and Coach K said the same thing. He said he was the best player in the team, in the league at that time, in the world, right? But they did have Jason Kidd and Chris Paul, but I don't know if they started. But this is the funny part. I'll say this and I'll let you finish. Do you know why people say that LeBron was the leader of that team? Because this is why. One thing, because when Kobe was at the free throw line going at it with one of the opponents, LeBron went up to him and was like, chill, Kobe, or something like that. He was like, all right, that's enough, man. That's enough. That one thing is what they used to say that LeBron was running that team.
I mean, that's the way LeBron would say. I'm pretty sure Kobe was zoned out. I'm not sure he even heard him or the third.
Hey man, you gotta look it up. As soon as you get out the phone, you gotta look it up. Kobe was yapping with somebody, man. He you're right. He was in the zone, like, you know what I'm saying? He was in the zone and he was yapping, but it was too much because at the end of the day, we supposed to be ambassadors. They used to tell us that all the time in the military, man. When you go overseas, man, you representing for America, and they already got a bad, opinion about us because of rap music and stuff like that. So, you got to be a diplomat over there. So I can understand the way Kobe was going at it with them. That's how we do in the streets. Don't take that over there. Don't take that over there. They ain't built like that. They don't want to fight. Kobe was taking it there. You know what I mean? So it was right for LeBron to reel him back in, but Kobe was on one. But that's what they use. They're like, all right, you see that? He told Kobe to shut up, and Kobe shut up. That's what they use.
I mean, that's funny. I think I saw a little clip where LeBron was making fun of Kobe with his shirt tucked in and doing his little shot and fadeaways and all that. Like, having a good time, camaraderie. It's all cool. But you can tell LeBron, he's a different type of animal. He's laughing and stuff, but it was a different type of situation. But the reason I said that, man, because I heard you say something about how Dwayne Wade had to take a step back, and I was thinking to myself, well, damn, did Kobe take a step back on the Dream Team? I was trying to think back, like, well, damn, I can't look at the highlights. So I'm watching the show. I'm trying, in my mind, trying to replay how that situation was going. I don't recall. Kobe was still Kobe. Like,
well, no, but no, he did take a step back though. because remember when he showed up, he went. You gotta let Coach K tell a story, but he went to Coach K and said, "I'm not worried about scoring. Put me on the best offensive player, and I'm gonna lock him down." So he showed up and said, "I'm here for defense. I'm not even giving you my points. I'm here for defense." And it got to the point where Coach K had to tell him to start shooting. Right. So he mentally knew what that team needed. They need toughness. They need a leader. I'm gonna come and do that. Forget the points. The points go come. Y'all can have the points. I'm gonna come lock that. Give me the best player. I'm locking them down. I guarantee you, whoever that best player is, I'm locking them down. And that's what he told. And that was his role on the team. So yeah, he did take a step back, but at the same time, he was taking a step up defensively and as far as a leader. Offensively, he took a step back because it is what it is. But a lot of people around LeBron take those steps back to allow him to do what he needs to do, because the way LeBron plays the game, you get more out of LeBron if you use all his gifts, and his gifts is passing and driving to the rim. So if that's your gifts, then you got to have the ball to do it, and that means I'm not gonna have the ball. And if you got to drive to the rim, and I'm a post player, that means that I got to learn how to shoot threes. Chris Bosh, Kevin Love, Anthony Davis, they all had Big Z. They all got to get out of the paint so he can have an open driving lane. So everything that a great player does, I can score in the post or I can score with the ball. You can't do with LeBron because he has to do the way he gets loose, takes away all of that for you.
That sounds more like a handicap than an advantageous type of.
It is a handicap. It gives your co-star and your role players a heavier burden to figure out how to help the team than your best player. And you're never supposed to give a heavier burden to the player that you think is the least player. You're supposed to give the heavier burden to your best player, right? Like with Kobe and Mike, the triangle offense took the ball out of their hands. So they had to figure out how to play a game with 2 dribbles or less, pull up, 2 dribble pull up, post up, off the ball, catch and shoot. You get what I'm saying? They had to figure out how to play that game while Scottie Pippen, Tony Kukoc, Ron Harper, Derek Fisher, Lamar Odom played point forward, and they had the ball. They was able to play that game. So the heavier burden to figure out was with Kobe and Mike. I got to figure out how to score 30 in this triangle without the ball. Right. But the role players, I'm gonna give y'all an easy job because y'all get to play y'all natural thing. I figure out my B game, because my A game is you give me the ball and get out of my way. Every great player can do that, but I gotta turn my B game into my A game, which is off the ball, and my C game, which is in the post. Right. So they took the harder burden, and with LeBron, he's telling his role players and co-stars, y'all figure out how to score. Y'all need to give me 25. So figure out how you get your 25. I got the ball. I'm gonna get mine. It's crazy, isn't it?
That's tough, man. Hey, before I go, man, you think LeBron can make a team draft his son?
Yes.
Okay. That's it. All right, man.
All right, bro.
Hey. One last thing, man. Hey, man, y'all got to give credit, man. Mel, you be researching stuff, looking at videos, coming up with ideas. Hey, man, everybody hit the like button. This man really put in work, man. A lot of the videos you seen, Mel, I've seen them too, but I know you do a whole nother level of studying and breaking down things and taking notes. So, we got to pay homage, man. Keep doing your thing, Mel.
Man, I appreciate it, bro.
Yes, sir.
Thanks. Yeah, man, hit the like button for me, y'all. We're going to take one more phone call, then we're going to shut it down. Maybe 2 if they come in quick. Maybe 2. Maybe 3 if I get another super chat. That'd be dope. But definitely hit that like button. Caller from New York, what's up?
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Okay, I'm glad to be on. First time caller, long time watcher.
Hey, appreciate the call.
Just a couple of things. Yeah, thanks. Just a couple of things on LeBron James and the misconceptions. Now, to address some of your callers before, the young guy with the math. If you take a player like LeBron James, he has all these accumulated stats for scoring, assists, but he also has a large amount of turnovers. Matter of fact, he leads the NBA all-time turnovers. So how do you evaluate that? Does that now take away from his greatness?
Well, I can tell you how they deal with that. They just ignore it.
Right, right, which is annoying, but that's how it is.
Not just all-time turnovers, but all-time missed shots as well. He took over. He took over for
correct.
that. Yeah, but Kobe's number 2. So.
Oh yeah. Another thing I wanted to talk about was the misconception of making his teammates better. You kind of touched on it about players having to step back, but that is straight across the board for every team he's gone to. If you look at the Lakers now, his supporting cast play a lot better when he's not there.
Yeah, I think they beating the Bucks right now without LeBron.
Oh, really? See, I'm watching your show instead of the Bucks. Yeah, see, that's impressive for them. When you have, J.R. Smith, right? That big meltdown he had. LeBron didn't handle it well. When you look at, if you go back and look at the footage, look at the bench, the players around him when he's losing his cool.
Yeah.
J.R. Smith feels guilty, feels responsible. All the other players are watching both of them. They actually could have won that game if the attitude was different. If it was like, okay, let's rally together. We got them. Because they went in as the underdogs.
Yeah.
But they ended up tying, in regulation. So there's just a lot of misconceptions, a lot of ignoring. And I get it. It's a business in the aftermarket. But a lot of people are being fooled by mainstream media.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. And that's why this show exists, man. I just don't like mainstream media narratives, and I like to clear the air out of it. And and that's why the conversation around LeBron and Kobe happens so often on my channel, and I know a lot of people think it's redundant, and definitely LeBron fans don't like to hear it, but that's the loudest conversation in the mainstream media. So I think
so you have to answer. You have to counter.
Exactly. It needs a counter. If the noise died down on their end, then the noise would die down on everybody else end on YouTube. But there's so many people that's tired of that false narrative being pushed by mainstream, and we have to just set the record straight. Like how do you tell us that a guy in Kobe Bryant that we can look at and see that he's the second best player I ever seen, but you're going to tell me that he's not a great player on the caliber of LeBron's level, and say that Kobe is like number 12 of all time, all because he played with Shaq and shoot 45% for his career? That don't make no sense at all, right? So
no, it doesn't. One more question before I let you go. I know you said you wanted to take 2 calls. What's your pick for this year's finals?
Man, I don't think nobody gonna be able to beat Denver 4 times in the West. So I think the only team that might can give them some trouble is possibly the Thunder. I think the Thunder can do some damage. For some reason, I think Sacramento has a chance against Denver if they see them. But other than that, if OKC or the Thunder don't get them, they go walk straight to the finals. And I think Boston should be able to meet them there. So I think a Boston Denver finals is in order, and I would take if it was just basketball, I would take Boston in that series. But but the fact that the NBA is not just basketball, I probably would put my money on Denver.
Okay, you're suggesting the refs might be favoring Denver over Boston?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They go favor what they could get more stories out of, and Jokic being the next great is a better story than anybody that's on Boston's team, Jason Tatum or whoever. You know, somebody's got to be a Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing, or Karl Malone in Stockton. Somebody's got to be those guys. It's got or Carmelo. It's got to be a great that's going to get the short end of the stick, and it's got to be a great that's going to be collecting rings, right?
I see your point, but one thing, the return of the great Boston Celtics. You don't think that's a marketable story?
No, because the new initiative is to gain as much support and fan base from the European market.
Oh, okay.
And you have to have a star that the European market can look at and see themselves in. So they have to market Luka and Jokic to the max, right? The people that watch Boston they go watch regardless. That you hear me? The fact that they in the finals is good enough to pull them in, but the fact that we get to talk about Jokic being possibly better than Shaq, possibly better than Olajuwon, that gives conversation all year round. If he wins again 2 straight, man, we get to talk about Jokic amongst the greats until he retire.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, so they know what they're doing. These the best writers are just not in Hollywood. You know, they everywhere. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, wait, one more thing. There was this, I guess, like a poster going around social media of who wins the all-time Bulls team or the all-time Lakers team with LeBron and Magic. You sparked the thought. It's a good one.
It's got to be the Lakers. It's got to be the Lakers. Well, Magic will play point, but it's got to be the Lakers.
So does that mean, from what you were saying earlier, that LeBron kind of folds? Do we get 2011 LeBron James then?
He would have to be James Worthy. He would have to be the James Worthy of the Lakers. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna be Magic and Kobe, and you got your choice between Kareem and Shaq, and Wilt. What do we need LeBron for? He's on the bench. You get what I'm saying? If I got Shaq in the paint or Kareem in the paint or Wilt in the paint, I need shooters so they can't double easy. And if I got Magic to run a fast break or Kobe, they can be my secondary scorer. My power forward and my small forward, they got to be somebody that can hit the 3.
Yeah.
So what does that leave LeBron on 6 man?
6 man.
You know what I mean? You'll have Rick Fox out there before you had LeBron. But yeah, they destroy the Bulls, because who the Bulls gonna have? Artis Gilmore at center, Rodman, Pippen, Mike. It's gonna be the Bulls. Yeah, it's gonna be the Bulls team that won with Mike. You know what I mean? There's nobody else to pull from. I think they had did they have Iceman one year?
I'm not sure. But Derrick Rose would probably run point.
Oh,
not
yeah.
Derrick Rose.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah.
D Rose. Yeah, D Rose, MJ. Somebody in the comments said it. D Rose, MJ, Pippen, Rodman. I think Gilmore was their best center, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean? So
right.
Yeah, the Lakers squad beat them probably easily.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the GOAT can't save them. But all right, man. Thanks for the call. I'm gonna take one more.
All right, thank you.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, let's get one more in here, man. Then we out. So it was a good live. This Dallas Sacramento game is gonna be for all the marbles. They fighting for that number 6 spot. Funky Town, what's up?
Hey man,
what's good?
Good to hear from you, bro.
Yeah.
Hey,
How was the show? How was the show today?
Oh no. So I was waiting. I let you clear out. I was giving them LeBron sexuals all the opportunity they needed to come on out here and say something. They were all kinds of warriors up in that chat, but they had nothing to say. They couldn't come up here and talk. I'm serious. I'm sitting back waiting. I'm like, this EIB. I'm still trying to see who this is. Like, come on out, let's play. But again, you're doing a great job, brother. I wanted to tell you that. That was really the thing, and quite frankly, just about everybody else covered this other stuff, because I kind of get tired of jumping on LeBron. But one of the things that kind of irritates me about them jokers is they'll talk stuff like you were talking about stats, and then you were talking about, you know, the intangibles and stuff like that. And it's like, you know, he surpassed the biggest expectation. You know, he surpassed expectations more than anybody. And then I'm going like, hold on, I was born tonight, but it wasn't last night. I seem to remember Charles Barkley at 6'4" being the best rebounder in the NBA as a power forward.
Facts. Now
explain to me how that's not beating expectations. And you going in there with men at that point. How about Magic Johnson? As far as I know, he's the only man in 4 year time span won a high school championship, a state championship at a high school. He won a national championship in college and an NBA championship, and being the catalyst or one of the most important players on those teams doing that.
Mm-hmm. And the gold medal. Don't forget that.
And what it was, but I'm talking. See, if we had not boycotted the '80 Olympics, he would have had a gold medal in that same time span. But nobody. But again, they want to act like it just happened because LaFleur came in the league, and all of a sudden, nothing else happened before that. Like nobody else did anything else that was, you know, some worth saying is amazing. When I'm sorry, there were plenty of people doing amazing things all the time. You know, you got to even go back to was it Hayes, Elvin Hayes? He's the reason why these dudes are going in the NBA straight from high school in the first place.
Yeah,
because that brother he went to the Supreme Court, beating expectations. I'm just saying. I mean, to me, again, I just wanted to congratulate you on a great show, and again, I'm kind of tired of messing around with old boy. I'm just waiting for a couple of them to show up.
Yeah, look, as soon as we want to stop talking about him, the media pulls us back in. Like, you know, they keep at every time they have an episode of a show, they asking somebody who the GOAT is or who their top 5 is, and LeBron name always is in the center.
You're gonna have an episode of The Shop. You're gonna have Nick Wright open his dumb ass.
Yeah.
Mouth.
Well, so look,
you're gonna have. Go ahead.
This what just happened recently. Well, we know episode 2 of his podcast dropped tomorrow. So that's gonna give people something to talk about. And Mike Beasley just went on the OG's podcast and told everybody that LeBron is the GOAT because if you put him at every position, he's still the best at that position. So he's saying if you put him at point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, and center, and then take his stats, he's the best center, the best power forward, the best small forward, the best shooting guard, the best point guard.
Okay, how can you be the best point guard when you have the highest number of turnovers in both the regular season and the playoffs,
bro?
In NBA history,
don't ask me.
How? See, that's the thing. You say like, look, a broke clock is right twice a day. You can say anything. Like you can say words, you know, word salad or whatever. But if you actually listen to what people, they would listen to what they're actually saying. Like, dude, you sound stupid.
Yeah.
You're gonna tell me, okay, so he's the best power forward, but you telling me him against, like you would like the thing analysis you were making, LeBron James versus Rodman in the paint, who's getting the rebounds as your power forward?
Or LeBron versus the real best power forward, which is Tim Duncan. And it all boils down to stats again. He's saying if you look at his stats, okay, so if you look at his stats, he's a better power forward than Tim Duncan because of stats, but obviously can see that Tim Duncan is better.
When they say stats, they're still talking overall stuff, which all leads to how long this dude's been in the league.
Correct.
If you want to go game by game and series by series, or however you want to break it down and go, okay, let's go by rate of who does what. There's just that argument doesn't hold any water.
Right.
If you want to say,
but look, we don't even have to go that deep into it. We know it was a load of crap, but the only reason why I brought it up is because now, being a content creator, I gotta make the decision. Have I made too many LeBron videos? Am I gonna piss some people off in the comment section because they tired of LeBron videos, or do I address that nonsense? You get what I'm saying? Like,
no, brother, you gotta stay true. You gotta stay true to the mission statement. Like mainstream media, and we say, like I said, I still don't understand how so many people are drinking the Kool-Aid when it comes to this. Like me personally,
me either.
I don't see it. Like I don't see it. It seems like too many people got personal stakes on making this narrative about this guy seem like it's there's not a blemish. Like it's like, okay, he's just perfect. This is the perfect example of what an NBA career looks like.
Yeah, it's also it's also the perfect example of how people gonna be fooled by the Antichrist. I mean, just like imagine the media telling you, no, that's the Christ right there. He just worked a miracle, and the whole media telling everybody that that's the Christ, and everyone's gonna believe it.
I don't want to get too political, bro. Look what's going on in Palestine. You're gonna sit up here. We were both in the military. You're gonna sit up here and both tell me you're gonna try to tell me that's a war.
That's a conversation for we'll have that conversation just for the members.
Thank you.
You know,
okay,
so
but
yeah.
No, but you get what I'm saying. It's like, no, bro, you're gonna try to tell me my eyes are lying to me right now.
Exactly.
And this is the thing with him. Like, dude, I'm sorry. It's just to me, there's too many holes in his bag.
Correct.
There's too many holes in his game. And he's been dissected too many times. And like you said, somebody mentioned something about he's 41% this year at 3-point. Well, bro, with nobody guarding you at 21 years, you ought to be able to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like seriously, like what do we like? Right now, the Lakers just beat
Milwaukee
without him.
Yep.
They came back from 19 down.
Big win. Big win.
Yeah, big win. Big win. But even go back to the other stretch when he was going out. Look, what did they did the same thing. They were freed up. They were able to get moving when they needed to. And quite frankly, Milwaukee, I don't know what I watched Dame Lillard, and he seems to be going through the motions too much.
Yeah.
And like, you watch it, he made that one pass at the top of the key. He'll either sit there and not move, or he'll shade to one of the corners if he gets the ball.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to be a point guard, like you said, a point guard running an offense.
Yeah. Well, but his limitations of what he's doing on the court with Giannis just goes to the limitations in Giannis's game. It's the same thing with LeBron. Yeah. Like, you know, you got to take a step back, and you can't be your 100% self when you're playing with guys who need the ball to drive to the hole and with a wide open paint.
Bruh, I'm with you, but if you a point guard like a Jason Kidd or Gary Payton, you grab jokers around the scruff of the neck and you make them do it.
Yeah.
Hey, get your big ass on that block. You'll get the ball when you show for the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. When I hear this stuff, I go like, what game of basketball are they talking about? Because I'm still looking at this and I'm frustrated because everybody sits in this little this little on the perimeter. You got one guy flashing to the free point line, and that's offense. I'm like, I mean, you might get every once in a while you might get somebody flash through the middle, maybe,
yeah, maybe
work for some stuff, but it's like no, I don't know. That's one of the reasons why I just don't particularly care for the game right now. Yeah. Like what I'm watching, the product.
Hey, Funky Time, real quick. Let me take this other call. Hold on. All right, Funky Time. Say your last thoughts, man, and I'm gonna take this. I got this other.
Hey, but no, that was good, man. Appreciate you again. Everybody have a good day. Y'all be safe, and hope to see y'all later.
All right, thank you, brother.
All right, man.
All right. All right, caller from Kentucky, man. You live.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Hey, cut YouTube off so you can just hear me talking to the phone, because if you're trying to listen to both, and plus I can be getting the echo as well.
Yeah, I was just calling in to say I'll take a fully loaded, fully healthy Minnesota to beat Denver.
You know what? That's a good point.
Because I like the size they got. When they healthy, you gotta have size to beat them.
Yeah, But let me ask you this though: in the series with Minnesota and Denver, who do you think would have the backing from the league in that series? Who would the whistle belong to?
The backing from the league would be probably Denver, with Jokic.
And do you think Anthony Edwards is mature enough to be able to beat a team that has the refs on their side?
But here's the thing, though. I do because I think when I say healthy, I mean I'm talking Towns. Towns is back fully healthy.
Yeah.
And then they got that dude from LSU. I forgot his name, but he's been making those threes too. And that's another dude with size. He's size and he's making those threes.
Yeah.
Got his name.
You talking about Nas Reed?
Yeah, Nas Reed.
Yeah.
His 3-pointer looks tough, but he be making.
Yeah. He knocks him down. I think in real life, Minnesota would pose a threat to Denver for sure. In real life. But in NBA life and entertainment, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be an uphill battle. But that'll be a good series. But you're making a good point.
What about the point guard with all that experience? What's his name? From
Mike Conley.
Yeah.
Yeah. They stack up. They stack up good. I like it. That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
And then at one spot, like him was like a bench guy. He's just one of them guys. A slow mo. He's one of them guys you just like on your team.
Yeah, I like Minnesota for sure. I can't even argue with that. Yeah, that's that's a good pick.
Yeah, and Edwards, he could go and get you 40, 50, one of them games.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm with you on that. Hey, but look, I appreciate the call, man. I'm gonna go ahead and shut the show down, man. I've been there for 3 hours, man. So thanks for the call, man, and I appreciate it.
All
right. Thank you. Hey, thank y'all for everybody for being here. Hey, real quick, man, everybody hit the like button. Who's saying boo? I finally got in on the live. Boo. What? Yeah. You got to catch the live, man. If you turn the notifications on, then you get notified when I go live. You coming out here all late, man. Why you late, man? Why you late to the party? Yeah, I should say boo to that, being late to the party, man. Everybody else in here. Shay J in here, she showed up. And you know what I mean? Hey, the good thing though, is you get to rewind it. And you get to rewind it and watch the whole thing. Another hour, boy, y'all is off the chain. Are y'all crazy? Another hour talking about what? All my topics are gone. I talked about it. I talked about everything. We do another hour. A great show. Hey, so Matic, did you subscribe? Because you was in here earlier. You was telling me everything I was saying was wrong, man. Which is cool. I like people that disagree with me. But this is the thing. The people that disagree with me, I would rather y'all call in so we can have a conversation. And if you could see how I had conversations with people, it's not gonna be a debate or argument. It's just, it's just a conversation. Like we all like the game. We all like football and basketball. And I think I think it's good to have that type of discourse where we had different perspectives and stuff like that. I'm respectful if you're respectful to me. So for the people who disagree with me, even the people that disagree with me about the LeBron stuff, y'all can call in. Don't be shy to call in. I like the conversation. I like people to call in, man. So it just seemed like that only the people that agree with me are calling in, and I want the people that disagree with me to call in. I might even have a whole show just for disagreements. As a matter of fact, I might do that next Tuesday. Nobody can call in unless you disagree. Is that a good idea? Are y'all gonna call in just the disagreements? Oh, you was agreeing with me? Oh, I couldn't tell. But yeah, only the disagreements next Tuesday. If that's what y'all want, y'all let me know. You go call in one day. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna call in today. You can call in now and tell me what you think about this last topic. How about that? Yeah, why put it out? Why kick the can down the curb and call it and say I'll call in another day when you right here right now? You can call in right now. You be my last caller. How about that? You call in. If as a matter of fact, if you call in, I'll do 30 more minutes. No, I'm playing. No, no, I'm playing, man. I'm out of here. Yeah, I appreciate everybody, man. Thank y'all for all the super chats, man, and all the call-ins and all the comments. All that stuff was dope. So I appreciate all that, man. And I'll catch y'all on Full Panel Friday. We'll be here Friday with the full panel. It'll be another dope show. Your No Diddy shirts will be available in the store on the YouTube channel if you want to buy the No Diddy shirts. I think everybody need to have one of these shirts, man, because I think we need to make it clear. And look, I don't know if you watched Dora the Explorer, but you got to say it 3 times like Swiper, no swiping. You got to say Diddy, no Diddy. You know, when you tell Diddy no, you got to tell him 3 times like Candyman, right? So everybody should have this shirt, and we should make the point, Diddy, no Diddy. All right, but I catch y'all on Friday, man. Peace.